Welcome, viewers, to another episode of the Catalyst Podcast, Tomorrow is Their Series. I'm here today with a household name in Enugu State. Right Honorable Chima Obieze is a three-time member of the House of Assembly in Enugu State here. Right Honorable, welcome to the Catalyst Podcast, the Tomorrow is Their Series.
Thank you very much, Dar. It's a good thing to be here. I've been following the program and I love what you do.
Thank you.
I love how you bring the facts to bear.
Yeah.
Make our people to know the raw truth about what is happening in government circle and even beyond. It's a good thing to be here.
Thank you very much.
I greet all our listeners. I promise that today we'll do nothing else other than what Darlington has been doing here, which is bringing the truth to bear for people to know.
Thank you very much. I feel their words are kind, and I appreciate that. So, you have been in the house for over 8 years now. Just tell me the journey. How will you describe the journey so far?
Well, I make every experience educational. I've always made every of my experiences educational. That is to say, that anything that happens to me, anything I come across, any event, happenstances that I come across, I make it educational. There's something to learn about it. There's something to pick about it. There's something to know. There's something to teach others about it. So, well, it's been quite a journey. I came to the House of Assembly in my very early 30s. I've been in the House for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
It's been quite a journey. When I came to the House of Assembly, I was the youngest, and I think to a large extent, there were a lot of I'm searching for the right word. Like, people felt this small boy. What is he going there to do? He's too young. So,
you did disappoint them?
Yeah, of course I have to. I have to, because I have always been in the forefront of the campaign that young people should be given opportunity to serve. So when I got that opportunity, I saw it as a chance to prove that young people, that we can do it, and we can do it fine. So I took up the opportunity, and I think so far so good. When I look back, I'm proud of myself and the journey so far. And when I see people who probably try to criticize the things that we've done, I'm happy that they do that completely from an angle of ignorance. Because anybody who is informed, who have seen what we have done, would give us a handshake. Why do I say that they do it from the angle of ignorance? People will talk about roads. They talk about roads. Which road did you do? How many roads have you done? How many these hospitals have you built? How many schools have you? But they do not understand the roles of the arms of government. I am of the Legislature. So in the House of Assembly, we do not build road. We can only make the executive know that there is need for a road to be constructed here. Because I represent the people, I speak for them. So it is my duty to let the governor know that the road to Obunofiandago is very terrible, that the road from Amansho to Ihoya is bad, that the road to Ibutolo is not good, that the road to Ohandiago is in bad shape, that the road from Afugu to Mwabuawa is not good. But that is the best I can do, is to raise it up, to move motions, suggest that the House should pass resolutions for the construction of these roads. It's my duty to talk about classroom blocks that are not in good condition, talk about hospitals that are moribund, healthcare centers that are not working. But that is the best I can do. You see, so when the governor eventually comes to my state, to my constituency, to say that they are building type 2 medical health center in all the wards, it is right for me to claim it as my achievement because I have been telling them the dangers of we not having primary health facilities in these communities and the dangers prevalent, how people die because of lack of adequate Medicare. That doesn't come when it is needed. When people have to travel kilometers to get Medicare, you see, 2 minutes is enough to save a life.
I agree.
You of course, when you travel outside the shores of Nigeria, especially to Europe or more advanced countries, you see that even when people are shot at very bad angles, if they're able to get to the hospital timely, that these guys have a way of also making sure they save their lives. So time is important in medical emergencies because, for instance, somebody who is bleeding, if the site of the bleeding is not closed, if pressure is not applied in that site to stop the bleeding, the person will continue to bleed until they bleed to death.
I agree. So
that's the importance of having this Medicare. So we have been shouting about it, and to the glory of God, we have a governor that is responsive, now, and he's building type 2 medical center. We have 20 in my constituency. So if anybody tell me that you are not the one doing it, that Peter Mbah is doing it, I tell the person you're on your own, because Peter Mbah doesn't know that there is no health center here. It's somebody that told him that there is need for us to have a standard health center in all the communities. There's need for us to have smart schools, that the people who are schooling in our villages cannot compete with the people who are schooling in town. And it is wrong, because the universal health coverage is supposed to be something that every child gets equal opportunity to be educated on equal standard. You understand? So it is wrong that you have to put your child in a private school before your child can do well or can learn how to do computer. And you see, and then Governor Peter Mbah is now bringing it down to the rural communities for every child in Enugu State. To something that the people now may not appreciate. In the next 3 to 5 years, when children who attend those schools begin to graduate, and you see how well they begin to perform, that's when people will look back and say, may God bless this Governor
Peter
Mbah's initiative.
You have been at the House of Assembly for over 8 years now, 10 years now. So you have seen previous governments. You have seen, I think this is the second government you have seen now. What is kind of relationship between the legislature and the executive? What is the different thing you are seeing now? Is there a good relationship?
Yeah, of course. There is a wonderful. If there's no good relationship, we would have seen us throwing punches in the floor of the Halo chambers many times. The governor, I think, because he has been in government circle before as a chief of staff, as a commissioner for finance, I think he has a special wisdom on how to handle the legislature. When we raise our concerns about how things are done, he tackles them. The people's idea of a viable legislature usually is a legislature that they see throwing punches or tantrums with the executive. That's the people's idea, because if people see you partnering or collaborating with the executive to move the state forward, they don't like it. The people prefer when you come to the House of Assembly, somebody stands up to say that Governor Peter Mbah is not doing well, that this one, that one, people will applaud you. But where does it take the state? So what we do in the House of Assembly is that anywhere we feel that things are not going the way they should, we usually raise our concerns and we discuss with the executive that this should be done like this. Take, for instance, when our people started shouting about tax this, tax that, tax that, tax that, we raised it with the executive, and you can see that the governor promptly set up a panel to look into that and submit a report. And I believe that the report of the panel would help to strengthen things out.
So, when the governor joined the camp to APC, all the House of Assembly members joined him. So, was it difficult for you to join the governor of Enugu State to APC?
No, but you were active on social media. You saw that I was the first person when PDP goofed. I was the first person that told the governor to decide quickly so that we can know our bearing. The reason is not far-fetched.
Yeah.
A lot of our people get too emotional with this party thing. I'm not emotional about party. I'm particular about the character of the leader who is moving, because whether you want it or not, the hood does not make the monk. It's the monk that makes the hood. Anybody, I can go and sew a brown hood now that monks wear and wear it and get the holy rosary and tie on my waist. It doesn't make me a monk. You understand?
Yeah.
So what has happened is that the PDP has been bastardized by elements in the party who do not want the party probably to be a viable opposition. So, but in doing that, they have so bastardized the party that we are not even sure that in 2027 that the party will be fielding any candidates the way things are going. Of course, you see the things that have happened in the party since we left. A faction have suspended the national chairman. The national chairman faction has suspended the national secretary. Yeah. And they are fighting at the Wadata House. That's the national office of the party.
Breaking their heads.
They are breaking people's heads. Is that where we are supposed to go and be as gentlemen? You understand? So PDP ceased to be an option the day the National Executive Committee of the party rejected or jettisoned the decision of the Southeast leadership of the PDP that SKE Udokoye be made the national acting national secretary of the party after their endorsement, because the constitution is clear. You understand that when a position is vacant, that the zone that produced that candidate would send in a replacement. Yeah. You understand? And the national zonal office of the PDP had nominated Udokoye to replace Anyanwu. Yeah. So we are surprised that NEC rejected that and contrary to the law, contrary to even good conscience. Because how can Anyanwu, who is contesting for governor, be contesting for governor and still be the in charge of the secretary of the party? It is an aberration, because it is the office of the secretary of the party that sends even people that go to conduct primaries. So if I'm contesting primaries with you as the secretary, you are the one that will nominate those who will come and conduct the primaries with us. How fair does that? How is it just? So you have to relinquish the position to contest for an election. You can't come back and say that you never left. So that is an aberration. So when they rejected SK Udokoye, we knew that the party was already in the hands of some cankerworms. So it was the right thing for the governor to do, for us to join the ruling party. I know that our people has had these reservations against the APC in the past. We've seen the APC as more like, I don't want to mention ethnic groups, because of course I'm not tribalistic or ethnocentric or despotic, but our people have seen the APC as a party that supports activities of marauding herdsmen who disturb our farmers in their farms and who engage in elements of kidnapping and other violent crimes. So our people saw APC as a party that had sympathy for those marauding herdsmen in the past. But now we have a new leader of the party who is neither from the north nor supports the activities of the marauding herdsmen. So our people should begin to look at the person steering the ship of the party, where the person is going,
and not the party.
Yeah, itself. I wasn't a fan of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu before he became president, but somehow some of his policies has turned out to be very positive for Nigeria. Yeah, some of them bring some hardship in the meantime, but it will not continue to be like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the fear of the people then was that the governor, that once he joins the APC, that he will not continue. He will not. The good work that he has been doing in Enugu State will stop. Has the good work of Governor Peter Mbah stopped since he joined the APC? Okay.
Well, last year we were in PDP. Our budget was about 900 and something billion. Yeah. So this year we are in APC. Our budget is 1.62 trillion. Okay, so it's for you to judge for yourself. I keep on telling people, the same party that a governor who is a devil contested in and won is the same party that a governor who is an angel also contested with. It is not about the party, it is about the governor. Like I said earlier, that the hood does not make the monk. Governor Peter Mbah, since he joined APC, all he has done was connect us to the center. At least today, we have a lot to boast of for our moving to the center. We have one of the most vibrant young ministers in Nigeria now, from Enugu State. He's a new advocate of Nigeria, well educated. You understand?
Yeah.
And we've also had some good citizens of Enugu who have been gainfully appointed to some good positions, courtesy of this our move.
Yeah.
Our former governor is now an ambassador nominee, courtesy of this move, and a whole lot of other benefits that are coming from the center. What it portends is that if what we have in the state is 50, and Governor Peter Mbah is making judicial use of it, by connecting to the center, we would be able to get more leverage of about maybe 15 or 20 to add on top of what we already have. So it means that the output will now move from 20, from 50 to 70.
So before I once followed you on social media. I saw you writing, I think, at the early years of this administration under Governor Mbah, that whether he buys a car for the legislatures or not, that you always have your support.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to write that?
No, it's very, very simple. I wasn't voted in the House of Assembly to come and drive car, to come and own a car. I was voted in the House of Assembly to come and help to move the state forward. And let me tell you something. If Governor Peter Mbah failed or fails in the Enugu, it will affect me, because it is our administration. It's the same party.
Yes.
Peter Mbah and Ndiotua. And I'm one of the Ndiotua.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand. I'm a part of the team. So if Peter Mbah is doing well, okay, for instance, I flew from Manchester to Enugu yesterday. I flew from Ethiopian Airline to Addis Ababa. While I was in Addis Ababa, some guy from my constituency, I don't know him, I think he said he was coming from China.
Yeah.
He saw me and came and gave me a hug. He said that he was thanking me for the good work we did from MBL to his community in Olo, that the road is now an expressway. He was telling me. So that young man doesn't know who Peter Mbah is. Maybe he knows Peter Mbah as the governor, but he doesn't get to see him shaking. But he knows me as the person that speaks for him in government. And he knows how bad that road was before Peter Mbah came. It's a 44 point something kilometer of road, and Peter Mbah dealt with it from MBL Junction to Ozowani, and with a spur from Akamoye to Agobowa. So I'm being thanked.
Yeah.
It is not my money.
To Peter.
As in to Peter Mbah. So I remember in the last election, we passed through a lot. And part of the complaints of people was that they were not satisfied with the infrastructural development in the state. Something that is not clearly under my powers to do. But I was blamed for it because I was part of the government. And that is how I'll also be blamed for whatever goes wrong in this administration and whatever goes right. So the car is secondary. The car is not why we are in government. It was not why we were elected. So I said that because, of course, in the last administration, members of the House of Assembly got a Prado as the official vehicles. And then in this assembly, we got a car that was rather unknown, Jeto, and then people were already writing on social media that members of the House were not happy. Even though I know that no member of the House protested about it, no member of the House said anything wrong about it, because I think I would say that over 80% of members of the House understand the vision of the governor and are backing him.
So some people were trying to gaslight the House.
People were trying to gaslight the House, exactly. But let me even tell you what I told a few of the members of the House who came to talk with me about it. I said, the country is so bad that the people are not even happy that you are being given keke from taxpayers' money. That is the truth. If you conduct a consensus, if you go through the streets as a media person and interview people, people will prefer that we are giving keke na pep. Because to them, why are they even giving us money? Is it not service to humanity that we have come to do?
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand. So you can't even begin to complain. RANFAC have an amount of money approved for House of Assembly for their official vehicle. So, and that amount of money cannot even buy you a good keke bus. You understand? So if you are given a vehicle that is way above that as your official vehicle, you should appreciate it.
Okay.
But it is because it's not a right. Per se, it's just for the smooth running of our duty as legislators. Be able to meet up with a plenary on time, be able to go back home and engage your constituents and hear from them to inform whatever you say or do in the House of Assembly.
Okay, so back to the legislative business. In 2025, your House signed the budget of about 971 billion. Yeah. So this year's 2026 budget is about 1.62 trillion.
Yeah.
So what is the budget performance of? Are you impressed with the budget performance of?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
And having gone through the whole budget by sector by sector under this 2026 budget for the next year fiscal year, what impressed you the most when you saw it? Because you are a House member, and I know you that you must have gone through the whole budget.
I have. In fact, I want to thank you for this question, because there is actually an aspect of that budget that I want to thank Governor Peter Mbah for. When I say it, even you will be happy. But let me start from if I'm impressed with the budget performance. The answer is yes, because we have over 80% performance in the 2025 budget. It has never happened like this in the history of Enugu State. And I doubt if it happened like this anywhere in Nigeria. Over 80% budget performance. You know what that means? It means that if we had hoped that we were going to get 920 something billion last year and spend it for the people of Enugu, that we got nearly 800
something billion.
It is not easy. Because if you go by the federal allocation alone, we may not have been able to get up to 200 or 300 billion. I mean. So you see that the governor has painstakingly streamlined the internally generated revenue, blocking loopholes, avenues where civil servants, contractors, government appointees used to siphon money. All this money now enters into the government coffers, and the governor makes judicial use of them. Of course, you will ask all these things that are happening in the state. Why is he getting all the money? Haven't you asked that question?
Yeah, many people ask that.
Yeah, so that is it. Because he makes judicial use of the money that is coming to the state. So I am quite impressed with the over 80% budget performance. And I believe that the 1.62 trillion budget for 2026, I believe he's going to do it, because there are some of the investments he has made that haven't started yielding, like the presidential hotel. I don't think we're getting any revenue from presidential hotel, but we will in 2026. A lot of money is going to come from there. The international hotel that they are building beside the International Conference Center, we've not started making profit from that hotel, but very soon we'll start making profit from the hotel. And you can imagine how much we're going to be making from that hotel every month, because we have a standard world-class international conference center. So people who come in there to do conferences will also have to be in the hotel. So I wonder where Peter Mbah came from. The thoughts that he thinks, how he plans himself. He's out of this world. I can only liken him to the likes of M.I. Obara and the visions of M.I. Obara for the Southeast in his time, which was, of course, cut short by a military coup. I pray that no military coup, no e-health will slow Governor Peter Mbah down, so that he will achieve all he planned for Enugu State. And then on the question of which aspect of the budget that makes me happy the most, it is the fact that the governor has understood that one of the major problems bothering Enugu people is the issue of rent. And what has he done? what I have been clamoring for. People say House of Assembly should pass a law regulating rent. Landlords should not be adding money. Tenants should not be doing this. Those things cannot be regulated, because if you can't regulate the price of cement or the price of road or the price of POP or the price of fittings, we can't regulate the price of rent. Because if I use my money to buy land and I spend all my earnings to build and to finish a house, somebody cannot come and tell me how much I should collect or not collect. So what do the government need to do to regulate rent is to build mass housing. So that budget, over 30% of the capital budget for 2026 is going to mass housing. So when government does that mass housing, you create a competition for the landlords.
Yeah.
If, assuming government builds 2-bedroom flats and says that anybody who wants to live there will pay 300,000, and we have up to 10,000, what do you think will happen?
The prices will...
The masses will move en masse to the government housing units, making that of the private landlords unattractive. And what will they now do? They'll slash the rent in order to have people live in their houses.
And I think that is what will happen in the education sector soon.
And that is what will happen in the education sector, because by the time the smart schools start to work and it's functioning well, so why will I want to put my kid in a private school when they can even get something better in the public school?
Yeah.
They get feeding every day. They know how to use laptops and use gadgets.
Yeah.
They're introduced to e-learning, smart ways of teaching. So why will I want to put my kid in a private school? So, like I said earlier, the woman in the village will not appreciate the humongous edifice of the smart school when they see it, because for them, they don't know how does the school put food on their table. That is not what they are thinking. So the people of Enugu State should applaud Peter Mbah for thinking differently. Because what he is doing now is that in the next few years, when the product of the smart school will begin to manifest, you know, like what happened when they killed Jesus Christ. And the moment he took his last breath, they said that there was a thunder and the what do they call it? So, like a towel in the tabernacle broke into two, and then the chief priest said, truly, he was the Son of God. I pray that will not be the case of our principal, Governor Peter Mbah, so that people will now begin to appreciate him after he has gone. Because that is eventually what I'm seeing happening. If eventually all the people who have one or two reservations will in time begin to appreciate. Because he's the man that have seen tomorrow. He's taking us to tomorrow. That's why he said that tomorrow is here. He has seen tomorrow. He's taking us to tomorrow. But of course, everywhere in the world, people fight change. People are about change. People pray for change, but when they see the change, they want to run away.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So it is the housing units that he's building. 2-bedroom, single bedroom, 3-bedroom, and the duplexes that he's building. That is what is going to make the price of the houses in Enugu, the cost of rent in Enugu, to go down drastically. Because once there is an option, all of us did elementary economics, basic economics, where we say things like that monopoly kills business.
Businesses, yes.
You understand? So if
you need competition.
Competition is what balances businesses.
Yes.
If I go to this one says this thing is 800, and I come to you, you say you can give me 650. I go to him, he say you can give me 580, and I go to her, she says she can give me 550, and I check this quality and this quality and this quality and this quality. I decide the one I want to buy. That is what helps the consumers. So by the grace of God, if this issue of mass housing comes to be, which I believe will, because the commissioner for housing is someone I know who is a bulldozer. The engineer Gerard Otiji is someone that once the governor says let's go there, he's already there. So I believe that if this thing comes to fruition, a lot of families in Enugu are going to be happy.
So I would like to take another question before the final one. I want you to get your intake on the security and even the Enugu, the transport sector too.
Yeah.
We have a lot of things that will be happening there. The Enugu Air, what's happening, what was the perception of Enugu Air before and now, because we heard that the governor will be, bringing more.
Adding more fleets.
So I want to get your perception about the security in Enugu and how will you advise investors to come to Enugu State under this administration now?
There's this category of people I call the economic illiterates.
Yeah.
Sorry to use the word. Not that they're actually illiterates, but it's something that has to
economically
do,
illiterate.
Yeah, something that has to do with their perception.
Yeah.
So I was arguing with someone in one of my usual hangout spots. He was telling me this Enugu Air that you people brought, how many people have money to go and enter the plane. You don't have money. You don't need to have money to enter the plane for you to benefit. You see the problem? A lot of young girls in Enugu are already employed in the ticketing section of Enugu Air. A lot of them are air hostesses. A lot of young Enugu boys are already training to become pilots. We already have some of them who are pilots in the Enugu Air. We are employing aviation engineers who service we have people whose work is to fuel and refuel the jets. You see. Sure. So we are providing employment. That is number one. Number two, when we are talking about raising 1.62 trillion in 2026, we're not going to raise them by only cultivating cassava. That Enugu Air is not just a show off; it's a business, and the earning will be coming to the state. Yeah. So we are also going to make a lot of money. So maybe the next time I'm coming to this place will be fully asphalted, nylon asphalt. Yeah. And the person who will drive on that road will still be complaining that what is the benefit of this Enugu? We generated money from there. It's part of why this road is now working. Yeah. All the type 2 medical centers in the state must have been finished by the end of 2026 and functional with doctors here, doctors' quarters, medical staff quarters and all that. Where are we going to get the money? So what the governor has done as someone who came from the private sector is to set up the state to be run as a business. That is the only way we'll move the state forward. Because everything that you put in the hand of government lately gets moribund. Because, it's like the proverb, nobody owns people say whatever belongs to government, nobody belongs to everybody, belongs to nobody. Yeah. And they treat it. But now the governor ensures that every government asset is treated like somebody's property, somebody's business. Civil servants are sitting up, political appointees and elected officials are sitting up. Everybody is doing things the right way.
So your take on security, will you advise investors to come to the state? Now, what will make you advise them to come to the state?
Well, I do not know if people really appreciate what we are doing, what the governor is doing in terms of security in Enugu State. I think since he became governor, there has been no single unresolved issue of security threat. You know what I mean by unresolved? Enugu is no longer that place where you say that they came, they kidnapped somebody, they killed somebody, and then the culprits are not brought to book. Yeah, as you can see, most of the time where there is a violent crime, within weeks, the culprits are rounded up. They are made to face justice. Because we now have a system that takes care of these things. We have a command and control system that is technologically sophisticated to fish out criminal elements from wherever they may be. You understand? Yeah. You can't completely stop people from doing crime. Security issue is everywhere in the world, even in the most protected countries. Of course, in America, you hear every now and then somebody takes a gun, enters a mosque, or enters a church, or enters a school, and begins to shoot people.
A few weeks ago, I was reading where the National Guard of the White House was. I think two of them
were killed. So we are talking about
America,
the most protected, the most secured building facility in the entire world, the American White House. So they came as close as killing 2 people close to the White House, that the White House had to be on a lockdown.
Yeah.
So security threats is not alien to us, to Enugu State. It's everywhere. The question is, what is being done to have it curtailed? There are few skeletal issues of insecurity, but when you check very well, you see that for most of the areas in the state, that we have security. Yeah, the governor is doing a lot. Our forests and bushes are being combed now by well-trained forest guards. They now have better equipment to carry out their duty. And I call on the National Assembly to please leave us with no excuse. In the next constitutional amendment session, they must approve the issue of state police. I said that the day we had public hearing in the International Conference Center. I told the leader of the Senate delegation, Senator Colonel Akobondo, retired. I told him, when you get back to the National Assembly, tell them that Nigeria cannot continue to practice a unitarized security network. It's no longer working. The law is made for the people, not the people for the law. The old structure no longer works. You bring a commissioner of police from either Ogun State or from Sokoto or from Kwara State to Enugu, where he doesn't know the terrain. And he relies solely on what some of his subordinates will tell him. And sometimes some of them can be compromised. You know the drill. So allow us to, we want to take after America in our constitutional democracy. Our structure is structured against the American form of government, but we don't want to carry it out to the letter. You understand? We have to carry it out to the letter. Where in America, every local government has a sheriff. Yeah, they have the county sheriff. Then you have the police department of the states. You have like NYPD, New York Police Department. You have the California Police Department, and then you have the FBI. So where there is a conflict, the FBI can step in, but you cannot deny the state of the ability to be able to safeguard themselves. Because, okay, let me ask you this question: why do you think the marauding herdsmen move about in our bushes freely and do the things they do and go? Because they have something we do not have, and that is AK-47. How they come about it and carry it into the bushes, we do not know. But our security neighborhood vigilante groups, they do not have such form of sophisticated weapon to challenge them. But if we have state police, the state police will be armed to defend themselves against such intruders, and the states will be safe.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm sure that if the state police is passed to be part of the amended constitution, and all the states have their own police, that insecurity will reduce.
So thank you very much. Just on the final note, what will you say for Governor Mbah in 2027? Do you see him having a massive support and massive vote? What is your stance on that?
Yeah, of course, he's going to win massively. Every enlightened person. I think I was in a memorial service with one elite
just
from
on
Anambra.
A quick one.
Yeah, just one elite from Anambra, Dr. Wandu, Emeka Wandu. And he said that what Governor Mbah has done in Enugu is unprecedented. And I think the people see it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I think perhaps the only challenge that we have, which of course we're going to make the people to understand, is the fact that, change, every great change comes at a price. Our people have been very docile with taxes. Our people has been living without even knowing that tax is a civic responsibility. And now we've come to say that everything you need, we're going to provide it for you. But you just have to play your part. And it's alien to those who, a lot of people have duplexes. They don't know even that there's something that they call land use charge. They don't pay it annually. But you leave, some people collect rents. They don't remit any tax to the government year in, year out. people do land transactions and they never pay their taxes and all that. So we have come to say, okay, you have to do what you have to do so that we can do what we have to do as government. Everywhere in the world, that is how governments run. There are many countries in the world that are far better off than Nigeria. They do not have the type of mineral resources that we have, natural resources that we have. They live on taxes and they do well on taxes. So we've come to say, do your part. If you change your car shock absorber every 2 or 3 months, we promise you that we will no longer be changing your absorber in 3 years because we'll give you good roads and your shock absorber will last. Just make sure you renew your papers and you pay your taxes.
So thank you very, very much, Right Honorable Chima Obieze, a household name, just like I said. Thank you for what you have been doing in Enugu State, inspiring young persons, because many young people look up to you. And I want to say you should continue doing your good work you are doing, continue to inspire people, and continue to touch life. I thank you for coming to the Catalyst Podcast, the Tomorrow is Here series. It was quite an insightful one with you, and I hope to continue to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching us, and thank you for joining us. I'm still your host, Nnaman Ariza Darlington. This is still the Catalyst Podcast, the Tomorrow is Here series. See you on the next episode. Thank you.